All right, welcome to Wings Weekly. I am not Jay Kleinknecht. Aaron Smith. Jay is out with an illness right now, so I'm going to be filling in for him, and joined by Assistant Coach Eric Hirschhaut, as Scott is over at Top Prospects, which we'll get into a little bit later. But thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we're just going to get right into it. This past weekend in Austin, split on the weekend. Big 6-2 win Friday night. A lot of good things happening. 1-0 after the first. Wisner getting his 8th of the season. 3-1 after the second with Clora and Ream. Clora getting his 5th. Ream getting his 2nd of the season. In Ream's 100th game, which is another special occasion to note. And then in the third, ended up taking the 6-2 win with Kuhl, Kupel, and Sharoon all getting goals in the third as well. Diebol stopping 26 of 28 for his 16th win of the year. Tell us a little bit about what your thoughts on Friday were. What went well? What was there to improve on?
I thought Friday we were really good. Right from the drop of the puck, I thought we came ready to play. Diebol was great, and then obviously Reimer getting a big goal in his 100th game. Kudos to him. He had a really good night. Kupel, Sharoon, everybody. I think top to bottom as a whole, we were really good. And it was a 60-minute effort, and we kind of pushed them around in their building, which is what we wanted to do. Yeah,
always tough to go on the road and get any kind of points. So big start to the weekend, getting a win Friday night. Not a lot of penalties in the game. We were 1 for 5 on our power play. Held Austin 0 for 2 on their power play. We'll get into that a little bit about Saturday night. But Saturday, kind of a different story. It's their big night, pink in the rink nights for them. Always a big deal, selling out the year after year. Ended up getting out of there 5-1 loss. Kind of what were your thoughts on Saturday? What was the difference between Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, Saturday was just an off night in general, top to bottom as a whole. It was a tough game overall, tough environment. Crowd was against us, full barn. It was a tough environment to play in, and we just weren't ready to play from the drop of the puck, and they outworked us for most of the game. And it's a game that we'll flush and use as motivation next time we play them, and take it as a learning experience going forward, and use that as motivation going into this weekend against North Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely. Backel, bright spot. Backel back in the lineup, getting his 2nd of the season in the second period there. There were plenty of chances that, like I said, we're going to mention this on the power play again. 0 for 8 this time around. Austin was 2 for 2, took advantage of their opportunities. With the power play, it kind of seems like it jumps back and forth a little bit as far as when it's clicking, it's clicking. When it's not, it's not. What can be done, I guess, to improve that, make it more consistent anyways? Is there anything?
I would say just simplifying, running our routes on our power play and getting into our set, and then getting pucks to the net. I think that's something we need to get back to going into this weekend, and I think we got away from that on Saturday night.
Okay. Yeah, Diebol in net again, 17 of 21, and Croy ended up coming in relief and stopped 8 of 8 in the third period. So another, again, split on the weekend. Looking at the standings, Minot is on top. They had a weekend split in St. Cloud. St. Cloud was able to get 3 points out of that weekend. But Minot's on top with 61 points. Bismarck in second at 54. They had a weekend sweep at North Iowa. Aberdeen is in 48, just a couple points behind Bismarck. With the split in Austin, St. Cloud at 47, right on our tails. Austin with 42, and North Iowa rounding it out with 20 points. It's a little bit different week this week. As we mentioned, Coach Langer over in Pittsburgh at Top Prospects. We've also got Sharoon, Diebol, and Turner over there. What does this week look like for you as a coach, missing those pieces, trying to prepare, because you got another game coming up, obviously. Luckily enough, no travel this weekend, so kind of dodge a bullet with that. But what is the weekend how does it change for you as a coach?
I would say just having a good week of practice, just being dialed in as a group for the guys that are here, and getting ready for Friday night, because Friday night's a must-win. Back at home against North Iowa, we need points in every point going forward. It's a 4-point game. You either go 2 up or you go 2 down for the rest of the year. So we need to take care of business at home, and just fine-tuning our game. I would say just simplifying going into this week. We need to get back to our usual habits and be ready to go on Friday night. So,
all right. Yeah, speaking of North Iowa, this weekend the Wings are hosting North Iowa at the Odde Center. We just saw them last weekend, actually. 2 big wins coming out of here. It was their first trip up here this year. Saturday did get a little chippy. What are kind of your expectations coming into the weekend? What do you expect to see from them? Do you think they're going to be changing some stuff, doing some stuff different? Do you expect a more physical game right off the get-go Friday night?
Yeah, it'll be a physical battle this weekend. I mean, we need to focus on ourselves and be ready to play right from the drop of the puck on Friday night. I know it's going to be a different environment, obviously, coming back into our building, which is nice. We love playing at home here at the Odde in a packed environment, and obviously they're going to come pissed off. I know it wasn't fun for them getting pushed around for 2 games, and then obviously with what happened on Saturday night when we last played them, it's going to be chippy right away, so we need to be disciplined and be ready to go and bury our opportunities early on and stick to our game plan.
Absolutely, yeah. Down the stretch, points are big, so getting anything we can out at the home games is going to be a big thing. Not to look ahead, but looking ahead a little bit, there's a lot of Bismarck and Minot coming up as well. It's really an opportunity to 2 teams that are above us in the standings to take advantage of that, get some points out of there. Obviously, again, you don't want to look past this weekend yet, but what is that? Are you guys starting to look at the standings as the season starts to wind down a little bit, fewer and fewer points on the table?
Yeah.
Is that a
for
issue?
Sure. No, not an issue. More for sure, just looking ahead. I mean, obviously, we can't look past North Iowa. Obviously, we're looking at Bismarck and Minot, 2 teams out of us that we're trying to catch. Obviously, we need to just take care of our own business and keep getting points at the end of the day. And obviously, when we play them, those are big games that we need to take care of business in. And those are 4-point games, like I said. Obviously, you either go 2 up or you go 2 down from those teams in front of you. So we need to take care of business against every team going forward.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for your time. We're going to take a quick break, and Ryan's going to be right back with Luke Backel.
City Lights Bar and Event Center is your official home for the Aberdeen Wings. Stop down for an ice-cold beer or drink and choose from one of the many excellent food options on their menu, available for both lunch and dinner. And when your Aberdeen Wings are on the road trying to earn their way back to the Robertson Cup Championship, come on down to City Lights and watch the away games as the audio and video are streamed live. City Lights Bar and Event Center, the official home for the Aberdeen Wings on South 2nd Street, just south of the overpass in Aberdeen.
All right, welcome back to the second portion of Wings Weekly. I'm also not Jay Kleinknecht. I'm Ryan Yamora. Joining me here is Luke Backel. Thanks for coming.
Yep.
So first things first, I know you've probably exhausted this question just because you've been with the Wings for a couple seasons now, but talk to us about how you got into hockey, because being where you're from, it doesn't sound like it's the first sport of choice. So what was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so in Alabama, hockey is not the first option. Everyone says, why aren't you playing football or anything like that? But my buddy told me to come out for learn to skate with him one time, and I just picked it up and loved it ever since. And my dad's always been a hockey fan growing up, a big fan of the Penguins, and that's where I'm usually from. So it's kind of how I got into it a little bit.
All right. And were there any inspirations, anyone in your family that really played or anything like that, or was it just you saw it on TV?
No, not really. I think I'm the first in the family to ever pick it up, so starting it out.
All right. And being that this is your second season with the Wings, what do you think are some of the biggest similarities but also differences between the team this year and last year?
It's pretty much the same, just a little older this year, a lot more responsibility than last year being a rookie, but it's still same here. Everyone's great, the fans are great, the games are the same, and it's just a grind every time you're here, so it's fun.
And the camaraderie in the locker room seems like you guys are a pretty close-knit group. Do you think that portrays to the success that you guys have on the ice?
Yes, I feel like a tight group all the time. Always helps. Like, everyone's a family here. Just like last year we had a good family. This year we have a great family. So it really helps when you know who your brothers are, and when you're playing games, it really helps out a lot.
And speaking of games, for those that might not know, Backel was out for quite a bit with an injury at the beginning of the season. Kind of go through, you don't have to give us the details or anything like that, but kind of go through what happened and what you've been up to while off the ice.
Yeah, so I went out about October, and I wasn't skating for roughly 3 months or so. So coming back was tough, but the more I was on the ice, the better it felt. And coming back last weekend felt really good, and excited to start the rest of the year. So.
And that kind of segues into the next question. Your first step back onto the ice, how did it go?
Oh, it was rough. I couldn't really move that well, but after a couple times it loosened up a little bit, and it felt a lot better.
And the emotions going through your head over the weekend, your first competition back, being able to pick up a point, what was going through your head?
Yeah, I was nervous starting out, but after first shift, all those nerves go away, and it felt really good, and I got all the confidence back, so
Like you've never been away?
Like I've never been away.
And kind of stepping away from hockey for a second, I got to take a play out of Jay's book here. Everyone knows that in the locker room, you're mainly on Ox, right?
Yes, always.
If you are handing it over to someone else, you're letting someone else take it over for the day. We're going to talk about best on Ox and worst on Ox.
I'd say best on Ox. Okay, it depends, because if we want dad mode, we're going Reimer. 100% Zach Rhyme.
I'm not surprised by that.
If not, Bennett Copel, because he has probably the best house music here.
And what are you playing when you're usually on?
It depends on the day. If it's early, we're either playing country or we're playing some kind of form of rap, or I don't know. It depends on the mood in the room. You're gonna have to read the room a little bit.
So do you take requests then, or is it
I do take requests, but sometimes we don't accept the requests because sometimes they're not the best. So it kind of depends.
And again, one of Jay's traditional questions: you're handed a briefcase with a lot of money in it.
Yep.
Who are you trusting it with for a couple days?
Bennett Copel.
Really?
It's my guy. It's my guy.
And then who are you not trusting it with? Like when you get it back, you know there's going to be like $1,000 taken out of it.
Probably my roommate, Riley Sharoon. He'll take some.
Him on blast?
Yeah. Sorry, Riley.
And another thing that the fans ask a lot is kind of like, what is the itinerary for an away weekend? Starting with skate here, loading the bus, all of that kind of stuff. Kind of walk us through an away weekend, what it looks like for you guys.
So it depends. Like if we're playing Minot or Bismarck or St. Cloud, like somewhere close like that, we'll leave on like a Friday after we skate here in the morning. We'll have our pregame skate and then we'll head over on the bus. But if we're playing in Austin or North Iowa, we'll practice Thursday morning, then we'll load the bus and we'll head out. And then we'll stay an extra night there, practice in the morning Friday with our pregame skate, and then play our game Friday night and Saturday night, and we'll always leave Saturday unless there's weather conditions like we had like 2 weeks ago, and we'll stay an extra day. But other than that, we get home pretty early Sunday morning, so it's rough, but it works.
All right. Now kind of looking at this weekend as a whole, we end up splitting with Austin. It's a team that we've seen a few times so far this weekend, have had some success and some not so much success against them. What do you think contributed to being able to find the back of the net so much and having that offensive breakout on Friday?
We just played our game. Like we just played heavy. I feel like we just stuck to it. Once we shy away from that, it's kind of where we all deviate from and try to do everything ourselves, and it doesn't really work that way. Like the second we do it as together, it works out pretty well. Mm-hmm. And the second we take and try and be selfish, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that kind of contributed to how Saturday went? And that's not to say that you guys didn't play well, because I think both nights looked well.
Yeah.
It's just depending on, being able to find the back of the net and being defensive in your own zone and all of that kind of stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like we didn't play full 60 minutes. Also, ice is pink. They're wearing pink. You had to adjust that a little bit, but that's no excuse.
A fun night.
It was a fun night, and that place was extremely loud. Like, it's always tough to play away when they sell out 3,000 people and it's loud and you can't hear anything, and they're all fired up, and that's their night of the year and that they all look forward to. So it's pretty tough, but we try to get through it.
Mm-hmm. Now coming up this weekend, we're going to be facing North Iowa. Mm-hmm. We've seen them already quite a few times this season. This will be their second time at the Odde. What do we need to do as a team in order to continue the success against them?
Just like I said, what we did Friday night, just play like how we do together, play with each other, and just protect our own selves and protect each other, and it should solve itself for us.
Mm-hmm. And a packed night at the Odde this weekend too, a specialty jersey auction.
Yep.
Being able to be a part of a team that does stuff like that for the community, what does it mean for you to be able to help raise money?
It's awesome to just give back to the people that support us all the time. Like, they do so much for us, so it's good to do a little bit for them too as well.
All right. And to look ahead at this weekend, Friday, February 9th and 10th, we'll be taking on the North Iowa Bulls. Corporate game sponsor for Friday is the Aberdeen Home Builders Association, and it's Free Kids Friday. Kids 12 and under receive free admission with the purchase of an adult ticket at the door, and the Aberdeen Cougar Hockey Mites will skate first intermission. Saturday, February 10th, the corporate game sponsor is My Place Hotels. YMCA Strong Kids Jersey Auction Night. Val Jark of Jark Worley Auction will be auctioning off the specialty jerseys following the game, and I've heard that they're glow in the dark, so that should be interesting.
Yeah.
Aberdeen Hockey Termites will skate first intermission. And then just a reminder for today and tomorrow, the NAHL Top Prospects Tournament is being played in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. The Wings representatives are Riley Sharoon, Weston Turner, and Adam Duvall. They'll be partaking with Team Central, and their schedule is today at 7:30 p.m. or 6:30 Central versus Team South, and tomorrow, February 6th, 3:30 p.m. or 2:30 Central versus Team East, and all games can be watched on NAHLTV.com. The next home games are Friday and Saturday, February 16th and 17th versus Bismarck. The 16th is Farmers Union Insurance Food Drive Night. Bring 3 non-perishable food items or a $10 donation and receive a Wings Farmers Union Insurance jersey. The 17th is the Elda Shrine Teddy Bear Toss. Bring a new stuffed animal to throw onto the ice after the first Wings goal. Bears will be donated to local charities. Sidebar, who's scoring the first goal to let the teddy bears fly that Saturday?
Last year it was quick. It was within the first 10 seconds. 15 seconds, yeah. So I'm going to say Tischke's got it this year. I think he's got it. He wanted it so bad last year, so I think he's got it this year.
We'll ask the rest of the guys later on.
Okay.
But continuing, sponsorships and reserve season tickets are available for the remainder of the 2023-24 season. Call Aaron at 605-380-5852 for more information. And for all the latest news and information on the Wings, visit AberdeenWings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, thank you to Luke Backel for taking some time out of his day to come and speak with us, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
And that'll wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.